So we're here at IEM Sydney with MIBR's FalleN. It's not your first time in Sydney, but have you had a good chance to look around everywhere?
It's third time here. Yeah, it's an amazing city. I think actually Sydney tops the list of the best cities I have ever been. I think it's amazing in almost every aspect.
Are you just saying that because you're here?
No, it's actually true. I've been saying that since last year already. It's beautiful views, the beach, opera house, and I think the people are really nice as well. The only thing I don't like is the well at the right side. It's hard to drive.
Fair enough. We're talking about Sydney. We got to talk about the crowd, right? Is this a crowd you like to play in front of?
It's pretty cool. I think this time though, the crowd is kind of have a show of themselves it's kind of having its own show, because it feels like they are celebrating some random stuff during the games, like a ball coming up into the crowd or people making fun of other things, and that's quite amazing because they're having fun nonetheless of what's going on the screen. But it feels like sometimes you should be a little bit more connected to what's going on in the game, right? But besides that, I think it's great. I think the Australians, they make sure they put a lot of passion into those events. They know they don't have those events to go every time. I mean, it's kind of once a year, just like it happens in Brazil. So it's quite a unique show for them, and they make sure they enjoy it the most they can.
Yeah. So you've had a few events where you've been able to play in Brazil. What's it like being in front of the home crowd?
Playing in front of the home crowd is the best experience for us Counter-Strike players. You want to perform well. You want to show your own people that you're doing a good job. You want to make them celebrate something, right? Have fun. So it's the best feeling. And their support, at least in Brazil, is insane. The amount of people watching Counter-Strike there and supporting and following our careers, it's insane. It's too much people. So it's amazing to play in front of them.
Is there any added pressure when you're back in Brazil playing?
I think we have the experience enough to deal with those situations, but there is an extra pressure for sure playing in front of home crowds. But we have been under the situation for a long time and dealing with all those high pressure moments over the last years. I think we kind of deal with that in a better fashion than most of the amateurs and the beginners would do. But there's always this extra feeling coming up into a crowd game for sure.
Yeah. So you guys, as you say, mature, like everybody's been pretty much in the scene for quite a while playing now. Do you find that I guess, has a very healthy team environment where everybody's like, we know what we got to do?
The team is going through different moments. I think we starting to play a little bit better recently. We kind of changed the way we're approaching the game a little bit, take a little bit more risks and play a little bit more comfortably in an easier way. But in some sense, it helped us a lot to improve our game plan and really get better results. But at the same point, still not enough to win the tournament, still not enough to really be one step ahead of other things. So now we're going to try to increment and add a little bit of other things, press set stuff, and really try to have this extra little piece that can put us ahead of the opponents. So different feelings around how we have been playing lately, but I think we're on the right direction.
Yeah, because for a while there, the team was sort of jostling around. There was talks of players being brought in, and then you ended up getting the American guys in. And how different was it when you finally went back to we're just going to do the Brazilian lineup?
I think it's much easier for us to speak Portuguese and playing. So this was quite exciting for me, Kodzir and Fer, because we know that we could get back to our high level playing, speaking our main language, and having Tacos, Hughes, and Phelps back is something we already knew how it would go, because we have already played with them in the past. We know the struggles, we know what's good to have them around us, and I think we have been dealing with the problems much better than we did before. So we have high expectations of getting this team back to the top again, and we're working hard for it.
When you come to an event like this, what sort of preparation do you mainly do?
We normally try to prepare ourselves in all the maps we want to play. We try to identify which maps we're doing better, which maps we think we should play against every team we're going to confront. And also, we try to be on a good situation in terms of individual level, like try to be playing a lot of Counter-Strike. But overall, there's no extra preparation for IEM Sydney. It's pretty much the same preparation we do for all the tournaments. We just try to be on the best shape we can.
So there were some local teams at this tournament. Do you, when you're going up against, I guess, not a top 50 team, do you look past it or do you treat them exactly the same way?
Well, preparation-wise, to really deal with teams, it's kind of always been the same inside the team. Taco is the one who looks the most for what he's going to be facing in the matches. Zeus is always watching the games as well to give us some feedback and what could be different from the mainly games, from the normal aspects of every game. But when we play teams that are smaller, it's not worth to really go deep on their playbook, because you can really get betrayed, because they could also be preparing to play against you and they can change stuff randomly. And then sometimes they play opponents that are not really up to the level you normally play. So games a little bit different, even tactical wise. So we of course for sure look for one or another thing, but the lower the level is, in my opinion, the lower the preparation is as well, in terms of really anti-striding the opponent. But it's not that we don't look for which maps they play the best and all these things, because those things are easy to get and they are quite useful information.
So if we flip the coin and we're looking at the top teams, other than Astralis, just because they're off in their own world at the moment, is there a team that you look at and you're like, I think they're the ones that we have to beat?
Well, it's been quite hard to beat teams like NRG and Navi for us, that for some specific reason that we're still trying to figure out. I think just gameplay and tactical wise, it's been harsh for us to play against them. And Team Liquid is an opponent that's been playing super well as well. I think we are growing on the matches against them. This one that we just played here in Sydney, we came quite closer than we did in the last one. So I think we're trying to catch them up. And all those teams are still one step ahead of us, and we need to do some work to catch them up.
So after a loss like you had against Liquid, how, I guess, quickly do you get into trying to demo review and stuff? Because different teams will, jump straight into it versus like, let's sleep and come back to it.
I only watched one map. I woke up this morning, had nothing to do, and came up to watch how the match went. But we're gonna do all this after work when we get back to USA, and that's when we're gonna really review the games we played and talk about it and make some changes and really try to extract the most we can from all those matches we played. Learn a little bit from here and then try to give some feedback to the players on how they should approach some situations differently for the next time, and how they can copy other players in some aspects, and what they're not aware, or which rotations they did not realize they should have done, and all those things, so we can learn and play better the next one.
So if we look at MIBR and even SKLG all the way back, it seems like it's the team that attends like the most amount of events, just trying to get everywhere and play all of these events. Do you feel like the travel between events and just doing so many takes a toll on you?
Well, when we're winning, when we're having good results, I think it's okay to go to a lot of tournaments. But when you're having bad tournaments and losing in group stage, then you really don't have a reason to be doing that, and then it's quite harsh. So for us, if we had better runs on the tournament we played in January and February, I think for sure it would be easier to go through all those events. But with the results we had and all these hard moments, it was quite hard to go through. So we need to schedule our tournaments a little bit better in terms of having more preparation time, in terms of even freshing our minds a little bit, so we can come up to 100% level during the tournaments. And that's what we're going to try to do in the second semester this year.
The thing I'm talking to everybody about now is, after this tournament, map pool's changing, we're bringing in Vertigo. Have you had a chance to play it?
The first time I played, to be honest, it was here on the showmatch today, but I've been watching some of these games. I saw Furia, the Brazilian team, is playing quite a lot, and some other teams as well. So I'm going to start really doing my homework after Sydney, because this was the last tournament we played cash. So now I need to start putting some preparation into Vertigo, but we're going to make sure that we're going to be ready to test it with at least the smaller teams at first, and then see where it starts from there.
So you talked about the show match. How much fun is just going in there, I guess no pressure, and just having a fun game?
The show match is just something to entertain the public, and just to have a good time, and playing with Moses and MVG, even Frozen, the new guy, and Gratification was quite funny, and playing against the Australian guys in front of their home crowd was amazing, and having the chance to bring Bad FalleN and make some fun is special for me, so it's quite fun to do it.
So Bad FalleN, just a character you have fun playing whenever you can bring him out?
Well, Bad FalleN was created when a lot of people were raging on me, because we started losing some tournaments, I think in 2017. And I quite wanted to say a lot of bad things to them, but it's not me, I'm not go lashing people. And then it just happened that someone was flashing me during a match, and then I had the glasses right there, and just a natural reaction, hey, keep flashing me, I'm going to put my glasses so you can keep flashing me, just to make fun. And from that moment on, I realized that I could use the glasses, like the Bad FalleN part, as an alter ego, and really say the things I wanted. And that's how it was created. But nowadays, I even struggle to really find the reason why I bring out Bad FalleN in the past, because I'm not living the same moments. But I still bring it, and people have a lot of fun with it. So it's quite funny, and I love bringing it. I have a lot of fun doing it.
Cool. Thanks a lot for chatting.
Thank you very much.
Let you finish your day.
Appreciate it.